Toastmasters of the evening for the Toastmasters and guests. Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
The story which I am going to narrate is about a friend of mine. If you say, to this day, probably we have completed about 50 years of friendship. His name is Bhupender Lal, a classmate of mine with whom I grew up, I played with him, I spent my early part of my life with him while I was in. It all started with him till the 6th standard, when life was moving peacefully. We were studying in one of the prestigious schools in Hyderabad, in India. One day, we got a news that Bhupender lost his father. For a moment, we felt that we are going to lose, or rather I am going to lose a friend of mine, a classmate of mine. But yes, it was not to be. His maternal uncle took charge of his family, moved to his house, and he could able to continue his studies. Things were going off well, and he was looking forward for a bright future. We were in the second year of our graduation, when one fine morning, he received a postal envelope saying that he got a job in the department in which his father used to work. A person, a boy, a man rather, looking forward for his life, then suddenly he has to take up the responsibility. When he got this job letter, offer, he accepted because it was a time that he has to take up the responsibility. He cannot afford to be at the helping hand of his uncle. So he took the offer, moved from his uncle's house, and started building his, along with his brother and 2 sisters. During the course, he saw to it that his brother completed his post-graduation in geology. His 2 sisters, younger sisters, they were also studied their graduation and they were about to leave, come into the normal life. It was month of March 1980. Suddenly there was a news in the newspaper, or rather it was a fact which has happened, that a lady was raped in a police station. Next day, Hyderabad, especially the old city of Hyderabad, was engulfed in the communal violence. It was a morning we all went to the offices. Suddenly at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I received a message that Bhupender Lal's house was burnt because of the communal. This poor man has nothing to do with anything and everything which was going on. But the unfortunate part was that the house where he was living below, on the first floor he was living, below was an electrical shop on a main road. And people, the communal people who were responsible for this communal violence, they set up flame to this shop, which was having a lot of plastic material, electrical material, which immediately caught fire. And in few minutes or few times, Bhupender Lal lost his arm. I rushed home hearing the news. I went home first. My parents, my wife, they did not allow me to go because he was staying very nearby. There was a curfew declared in the Hyderabad city. We were not allowed to move around. But then there was a police firing, etc. So much confusion was there. My parents and all were not allowing me to go. I said, no. I begged my mother, I begged my father, give me a 5 minutes. I'll go through the lanes and by lanes, at least I will see what my friend is doing. Finally, I reached. Bhupender was sitting, standing like this with a wide open eyes. He was not knowing what to do, how to do, where to go. He lost everything. Has he to fall back on somebody else to restart his life? No. I met him, I hugged him, we cried each other. And then we said, Bhupender, you have overcome one tragedy. Don't have to worry. God is there. He will help you. Time passed by. He was allotted a government quarters. He started living. But what has happened during this communal riot was that his brother, who was about to go to the United States for his higher studies, his entire certificates, his visa, his passport got destroyed. Now it's sent back to his family. Bhupender started rebuilding himself, saw to it that Yes, his brother goes to US to study. His sisters got into a good job. They get married. We were all happy about him. We were mingling with each other. We were spending a good time. It was 1993. This is September the 2nd. I was to leave for Abu Dhabi. I was traveling from Hyderabad to a city called Pune near Mumbai. And from there, from Mumbai, I was to take a flight to Abu Dhabi. At the railway station, my friends, my relatives were there. But amongst them, one person was missing. And that was, again, my friend. My eyes were staring. They're searching for Bhupender. Where is Bhupender? Where is Bhupender? Everybody's there. I was talking to my family members. I was talking to my friends. But still, my heart was towards Bhupender. Train moved. I thought probably next station, which is about 5 kilometers away, probably he will come there and meet me. Station came. Bhupender was not to be seen. Next day morning at Pune railway station, when I got down, his brother-in-law, he was traveling, he was going on some emergency. He told me, Virender, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to tell you. I said, what has happened? He said, no, I'm not supposed to tell you. I said, I beg you, tell me what has happened. He said, Bhupender had a heart attack. That was the biggest. I am about to go and I see my friend suffering with heart attack. 72 hours passed by. Luckily for me, it was a time that I was still in India. Then I came to know that he is out of danger. He is about to be discharged from the ICU. I went. After 2.5 years, I came. I met Bhupender again. A Bhupender Lal, who used to be such a stout guy, with a bulging, with broad cheeks and all. I found him to be such a, I felt very bad. I felt him. But it is 19 years now. Still, he is kicking very much. He is living with the same zeal and enthusiasm. But yes, friends, again, one odd is there. For him, life is not finished. God is testing him. During the course of his career, in the last 30 years and all, he got 3-4 promotions. But the final promotion, which he in his words says that it is equivalent to the general manager of any company, it is eluding him. He is now 56 years old, about 2 years to go for his retirement from the government service. There is a problem with regard to the Telangana statehood, separate Telangana statehood in Andhra Pradesh. With the result, his thing is stuck up. I don't know, or rather we don't know, whether he will get that coveted post of commercial tax officer post or not. Over to you.